Hi everyone, my name is DeQuavius Maroney, and I will be going over the U.S. Army and how declining retention in the U.S. Army. I explain the background, what's causing the issue, and how four operations management activities connect to it. So, the organizational background of the U.S. Army is the largest branch, um, and it relies heavily on maintaining and trained individuals. Uh, so when retention drops, units lose skilled people, training costs go up, and operational readiness suffers. That's why this issue is a major operational concern because we need to deploy, we need to have, everybody ready. So retention has been declining across junior and mid-career soldiers. Like I got out because of the leadership and whatnot. I'm 100% veteran right now, and the stress caused a lot of people to get out. The main contribute is long work hours, family stress, and unpredictable schedules, and sometimes poor leadership or climate. Civilian job opportunities also pull people away. All of these create the readiness gap. So for my OM activities, I analyze these problems through four OEM activities, which is human resources and job design, scheduling, workload management, supply chain and resource availability, quality management, which is basically leadership and climate, and HR and job design in the Army. So job roles in the Army are highly structured. My job was a 13 mic, so my rank was a E5, and my duty position was a sergeant. So declining retention shows breakdowns in skill development, career progression, and work-life balance. Soldiers usually leave if those things way more than the other. So work life balance, you have to have work life balance, and scheduling is a big part of it. So just to touch more about scheduling, like going to the field is a big contributing factor because you were in the field 24/7, sleeping on cots, and being ready 24/7. So that will weigh a lot on you and deploying and being away from family. So scheduling is one of the biggest issues. Like long unpredictable days, last minute changes, hurry up and wait. That's a big key factor on why a lot of people get out of the military. Supply chain problems affect soldiers more than people realize, like poor barracks, delays in repairs, missing gear, broken equipment. It creates frustration within the unit, and you get mad at leadership, and it just causes for more things to erupt. Like small things can turn into big things because of the small things. Like say if your barracks is dirty or you got a leaky faucet, that's gonna trickle down into your work life. When you go to work, you're gonna be mad. It just those things can weigh heavy on the retention and why you would want to get out because it's just small things lead to big. So, how schedule impacts retention? Obviously, unpredictable schedules hurt families, school plans, and mental health. When I was overseas, I went through a lot of mental health issues. Soldiers have little impact into their time or work life balance. So, if you really want to, say you join at 18, you just became, an adult and you deploy, you can't really be that teenager kid in a way to where, party and stuff like that. You're just going to get burnt out being, young in the military. So, inventory and supply chain management, uh, these resources definitely affect retention, like housing availability and quality. the barracks, if you live in pre World War II, I think, which was in Fort Sill, those barracks are terrible. I fortunately lived in the better barracks, but those people in those barracks drank a lot, they smoked, they did a lot of dumb things because of the poor living conditions. Um, so barrack conditions is a big thing. Access to medical care, behavioral health, and child care, quality gear. Sometimes you had to buy your own gear. You know, those things come into a factor. And slow supply chain goes to slow repairs, goes to long training days, waiting to make it work, and which, if you ever been in the Bay, um, if you was ever military, like mechanics, they have long days fixing vehicles, and sometimes they just get done with it and just don't really fix vehicles. They kind of just say, oh yeah, it works, and it really doesn't work because they're over it, and then it's going to trickle down to you because your vehicle doesn't work. So it just those things definitely play a factor. So when soldiers feel unsupported by resources, they choose not to re-enlist. Leadership is a big thing, and it's literally like high school sometimes. If you were to go back to high school, the military is literally that. So it's a pissing contest. It's look at me. Um, it has shifted. When I joined, it was more brotherhood, but now it's shifted into a more of a business, and it's a lot of toxic leadership. Uh, just low unit morale all around. And if you talk to a lot of people, you'll see like that's an ongoing trend of about leadership. So to improve retention, obviously, more NCOs need to be involved, in the lower enlisted and the higher enlisted need to be involved with more of the NCOs, and just it's more just being involved. Yeah. Implementing soldier feedback loops for decision making, that helps too. When I was a sergeant, I would ask my E4 a lot about what do they think, and I got good feedback from them. Even though you don't have to use it, but it gets them to where you're like they're heard. They're heard. So how this all connects to retention? So job design affects workload and career satisfaction. Scheduling affects family life and burnout levels. Inventory supply affects soldiers' living and working conditions. Quality management affects unit climate and leadership involvement. Declining retention is not it's not a single problem issue. Yeah. It's an OEM system issue. So if you fix leadership, if you fix the retention, uh, where people didn't feel like they was not heard, and it's more so a lot of factors that go into why retention is declining. Conclusions: declining Army retention is strongly tied to operational management failures, and then the process and improvements in HR, scheduling, supply, and leadership, big thing, can directly boost reenlistment. By optimizing these OM activities, the Army can reduce burnout, improve unit readiness, strengthen morale, retain talented, experienced soldiers. Because I was talented and I was experienced because I deployed to 3 places, so it it comes in a factor. My recommendations: leadership, fix the barracks, and just help with the work life balance. And I think everything should be okay. Retention will get better if you just fix those things, because leadership, I would say leadership is the number one. Um, and obviously the work life balance. But if you have good leadership and you want to work for someone, then it helps. Is That's why I got out. Um, Best decision that I made. So if you have any questions, you can put it down below. Thank you for listening.